So your wife has a problem. She comes to you and she starts talking about it. And what do we as nice guys normally like to do? We don't want to try to fix it. We want to try to stop her from being anxious or worried or sad or whatever it is. And we start trying to fix the darn thing. And in all reality, she doesn't want us to fix it. And in all reality, most people don't want us to fix their problems. They want us to listen. And that's what we're going to be talking about this week on episode 106 of the Relaxed Male, is how to stop trying to fix everything. All right.
Hello and welcome to Relaxed Male, podcast that helps men change their relationship with themselves. I am your host, Brian, and I am a men's life and mindset coach who is here to help you understand that you don't have to suffer at your own expense. You can live your dream, and I encourage you to set, then pursue your goals. So join me as I change the mindset and attitudes of men so that they can be the leaders of their families and their destinies.
Hey man, hello and welcome to Relaxed Male. This is the show where I help you kick that nice guy to the curb and help you to step into your masculinity so you can live the life that you want on your terms. I am your host, Brian, and I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come in and have a listen, see what the show's about, feel around, listen in and see how you can improve your life, change the way you think, change the way you approach the world, so that you can start becoming a lot more successful in your life, your family, your community, and to become a greater guy all around. And this week we're talking about fixing stuff. I mean, we want to, as a nice guy, we all want to fix so much stuff. Whether it is, our kids are having a rough day, we want to come be the dad to the rescue, or our wife is, had a fight with her mom or a fight with our mom, and she's arguing with the in-laws, and we want to come in and we want to try to fix that and get everybody to stop being angry with each other and everybody to be happy with us. And we're always trying to fix stuff. We're trying to do stuff to get people to like us. And that's the problem that we run into these times, is we're always trying to fix stuff. You've probably have seen that YouTube video, and there would be a link to the video on, in the show notes, that it's not about the nail. That's one thing that video. Oh, it just drives me at the wall, because I'm like with the guy. It's like, if you just took the nail out of your forehead, the pressure would probably go away. That problem would go away. But it's not about that nail, it's about her trying to connect with you. Yeah, we see the problem. It's as clear as the nail on her head, but it's not about the nail. It's about the connection that we are wanting to make. And as nice guys have a problem with that. When we see a quick fix or an instant fix or something along those lines, we want to take care of that nail. And a lot of times we don't allow the person to develop and grow enough to where they go, oh, well, I wonder if we take this nail out, oh my gosh, all of a sudden everything's better. They have to grow to become where they want to have that fixed. And a lot of times, especially with women, they like to use us as a sounding board. They're actually, when we're talking, we're actually just sharing out our thoughts. We're just spewing a torrent of thoughts. This thought and this thought and this thought and this thought. And this is what we think, and that and that and that. And as women and men too, we are just as prone to fixing things by thinking it through, and by thinking we think aloud, we come up with our solutions. We are able to find, and that's what coaching as a whole actually does, is we just sit down, and as a coach, I'll often say, I just have wonderful conversations, amazing conversations with men who want to become incredible men. And that's all it really is it's just us having conversations. And as we talk, we ask pertinent questions. Coaches will ask that question and try to get you to think of a solution. And when that solution kicks in and you apply that solution, all of a sudden life becomes a lot more easier. But it's something that I can't fix. I am not able to fix you. I'm not able to fix the problems that you have, the suffering that you're encountering in your life. That's something a coach can't do. But we can lead you to finding the way to fix yourself. Now, why do we want to stop fixing everything, nice guys? Well, first off, most of the time it doesn't have to be fixed. It's something you want to be fixed. Your wife, like I said, I've used this multiple times, and that's because every time my wife is upset about something, maybe it's, I opened my mouth and said something that 90% of the time I could have just kept my mouth shut and life would have been a lot better. Or, I didn't do something. I lacked integrity in doing something I told her I was going to do, and I never did it. Or maybe I messed up at work and the boss isn't really pleased with me. I hit a deer, whatever it is. We want to try to fix the problem. And we want to try, and a lot of times that's where that will get us nice guys into a real pickle, because we want to try to fix stuff, and we will try to find the quickest way to alleviate that emotional turmoil that's going on. And emotional turmoil can be somebody feeling bad, feeling good, even feeling, incredibly happy, just over the top happy. Us nice guys really have a problem with not being able to control a full situation. We want to be able to control that situation, no matter whether it is a party that is somebody's just having a whole lot of good time and they're just, they're cutting up. Everybody's laughing at that person. But because all that emotion is being created, and we're not the one creating all that emotion, or we want to believe that we are creating all that emotion, we start to have a big issue of, well, we need to tell this person to calm it down. We don't want to get our neighbors angry at us. We don't want to have other people angry at us because somebody else is having a whole lot of good time. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but that's what we think. The male form of a Karen is basically a nice guy who is just decided to put a chip on the shoulder about something or another, and they're wanting to control the situation. They want to control what goes on in a business, and so they want to talk to the manager. These are all symptoms of being a nice guy, and we want to get that problem fixed. Their wife got the wrong order, so we're going in there and we're going to tell them who's who and what's what and how's how. And you're going to commence to berating and humiliating a 16-year-old kid who's just trying to make enough money so that he can go take his girl out on a date next week. He doesn't honestly give a rat's butt about whether your wife got her chicken nuggets or if she got a chicken sandwich. It doesn't matter to him. Yeah, he messed up. And it may be in his fault. It may not have. He may not have been the one throwing the food in the bag. And people were, have you ever looked at one of those McDonald's order screens? I mean, I can see why they would get mixed up, because you're sitting there trying to follow one thing and somebody clears something off the board and all of a sudden you're reading the wrong line. And so all of a sudden, instead of putting onion rings, you're putting tater tots in, and crap can happen. It happens. Life happens. But because our wife is all upset, we want to, we got to fix it. We got to fix it. My wife is upset. And if she's upset, then who knows what she won't let me do. And she's going to, we start trying to pile in the what ifs, and we start trying to fix the problem. And 99.9% of the time, the problem honestly doesn't need to be fixed. Yeah, we can get something corrected. We can go to somebody, go to the counter, go, dude, yeah, my wife doesn't like onion rings at all. I know she's inhuman, but she doesn't like the onion rings. Could we change that out for tater tots? And most of the time they go, oh yeah, sure. They may charge you extra if the tater tots cost more, but that's beside the point. They're not really all that important. but you can correct stuff, but trying to fix it and trying to go overboard and make it to where you're trying to control something doesn't work. It doesn't have to be fixed. A lot of times the wife will, my wife will get her order wrong. I mean, if we go to our local Arby's, something that we have to do is before we ever even leave the parking lot, we'll get out of the drive-through lane and we will look through as our Arby's is famous for getting everything wrong. And so we go through and we have a solution. We have a problem. It's not that I don't really care if Arby's is great at it or not. It's not that, we like to have our food in order. If we ordered a French dip with curly fries, I'd like to have a French dip with curly fries and hot au jus. I don't want to have, don't want to walk out there with a big Montana and crinkle fries because they don't do potato cakes anymore. But and I can correct that. We can make a correction. We can make an adjustment, but that's not fixing it because you're not throwing emotions into it. And that's what we want to do is we're trying to control people's emotions. Another reason why you want to stop fixing everything is because you're annoying. All right. You are annoying when you are trying to fix stuff, especially if your wife is just wanting to talk it out. Talk out her problems with you, and you're instantly trying to throw a fix in there, throw a solution, throw a something else in there. We try all these out, and 9 times out of 10, she's going to get angry with you. She's going to get upset, and when she gets upset, dude, she's not going to find you sexy. All right, when you've irritated the booger out of her, she's not going to let you have your way with her. So. And that's the one thing that many nice guys want. That's the reason why we will do everything in the house out of the hopes that we will be able to get our wife, naked in bed. Doesn't always happen. And because we are trying to fix everything and we're trying to control the situation so much and we cause ourselves to be lying so much, we don't allow the person to actually live. We are even essentially smothering them with us trying to control stuff. And so because we are always trying to control this and control that, and we're becoming annoying, we don't get our covert contracts are not going to get filled. And because you're hiding, you're controlling stuff, people can't process their emotions fully. And so, yeah, they're going to start getting resentful. They're going to start getting, irritated at you, and they're not going to come to you for a solution because you're being irritating. You're being annoying. You're being a controlling son of a gun. Yet if you were to sit back and just be there for them, allow space for them to just have their emotions, if they want to, yell and scream at you, okay, yeah, you're going to feel bad. But you know what? That feeling bad's not going to kill you. It may create some anxiety, but guess what? You're going to live, dude. Anxiety is just a vibration you're feeling in your body. It came from a thought. Oh my gosh, she's angry at me. She's mad. What am I going to do now? She's mad again. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? And we keep doing this. And so when we feel bad, we start trying to fix that problem. We don't like the what we associate to be negative emotions to a particular circumstance. So we have a problem where our wife is annoyed at us. We don't like the fact that she's annoyed at us and she's grumbling at us. So we start feeling anxiety. So what do? We end up trying to fix the problem, which creates more annoyance, which causes her to be irritated at us some more. And so it just continues around and around and around and around and around. And it doesn't fix a thing. Now I know this is what nice guys do. But this is something that nice guys don't have to do. They don't have to try to fix everything. You can actually step back and be the better man and just be there for those who are having some type of emotional turmoil. Maybe they're suffering over something. Maybe they're sad about another thing, or maybe they're just, they've just got a gnawing problem. Maybe their best friend sniped away something that was perceived as being hurtful. And it's not that you need to run over to the best friend's house and give her a what for. It's not even for you to just sit there and go, you know what? You're right. You're good. Your best friend is really a piece of crap. You probably need to drop them. No, that's not what it needs to be. It just needs to be you there, letting them feel their emotions and process their feelings and process their thoughts, and to have somebody there who is going to allow them to live. And that's a real hard thing for a nice guy to do, is just allow a person to be with their emotions, to allow a person to just exist, to be a human being themselves. And if you can do that, then you're going to make a lot more progress in your relationships. You're going to have a lot more connection with your wife. You're going to have more connection with your kids. If you could sit there and just ask questions, not to fix, but just to help them think. If you ask your teenage son and teenage daughter questions about what their day is, they will, and you don't try to fix that problem. You don't tell them, well, if what I would do is this. They don't care about what you would do. That is not important. That is not the case. They don't give a rat's butt about what you would do. They don't give a rat's butt about what the rest of the world would do. Teenagers are very self-centered, so they want to make sure that what would help them, and to be able to think that problem through and to ask, and if you were to be the leader and the man, to allow them to experience those emotions as you're talking them through it, would do them a heck of a lot more service than if you were to run out and give the principal of the school a what for because they yelled at your son because he was running through the halls. Yeah, it may not seem fair at the moment. He yelled at your son, didn't yell at the other guy who was running just as much as your son was, but your son got called out. Yeah, well, okay, your son got called out. What does he need to do? You let him figure out what he needs to do. Because 99.9% of the time, he's going to figure out exactly the way you would actually suggest it. So this is just a real short one. Just wanted to point out, guys, we've got to stop trying to fix everything. Nice guys, we love to fix things. Our wife says she's got a problem. We instantly strap on the handyman belt and we come to rescue. And no, wife, yes, we want a beauty to rescue, but that beauty, the rescuing that she needs isn't from Benita down in accounting. The rescuing she needs is the turmoil that she has in her head, and to be there to help her solve that problem. Allow her to do the heavy lifting, but you're there to rescue her if it gets overwhelming and she's got that shoulder to cry on. You can be the knight in shining armor, but you don't have to rescue a damsel in distress. Because if you rescue a damsel in distress, then all you're going to wind up on your hands in your hands is a distressed damsel. And that's not what you want. You want a woman who is strong, independent, who can push you to your best, while at the same time is looking to you to help her become her best. Y'all support each other. You don't do the work for each other. So guys, with that, if you heard anything on this episode that just really rang a bell, please, all I'm asking right now is that you share this out. Share this podcast out on Facebook and Twitter. Take a screenshot and share it on Instagram. If you're on the Hive Network, share it there. If you happen to be listening to this on Arl or any place else, give an up arrow and share and reblog it. Share this episode out. Let people know that there is a podcast out there called The Relaxed Male that helps men stop being the nice guy, stop being the bane of society, and become the men that society truly needs. because we've got too many nice guys out there. We need to start having some more real men come onto the scene and help take our world in the direction that it really needs to go. So guys, with that, thank you again for listening, and like the show, thumbs up and share it, and we will see you next week. All right. So till then, bye.